Hey, what's going on everyone? Kurtzing here with an Open Great League video. I did copy this team from Zara Felrose. I happened to see one of his videos just before the day, I think the evening before the league switched. And he was running this team and he said that it was really good. So I figured that I'd give it a try and it worked really well. I think I went 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, I think, in the 3 sets that I managed to get before it switched over. I did 1 set in the evening and then 2 sets I think in the next day before it switched. So this is the 5 battles that I did right when I figured it out first night. So I've got Defense Deoxys in the lead. Dugong is kind of your safe spot and Umbreon is the closer. Kind of mix both those up depending on what it is you're facing or if your opponent switches in or out or when they switch. So I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt with the Deoxys. It's not going to be super effective against the Lantern, but I wanted to try to throw the harder hitting move, and I did get a shield, so that's good. I bring in my Dugong and they bring in Medicham. I have seen this before and I've run a similar team to this in the past. Dugong actually can beat Medicham as you get the Icy Winds. They add up, and then a lot of people are running Ice Punch or Psychic on their Medicham. So all they're actually able to really do is hit you with the counters, and as you keep debuffing them, they don't do very much. So you can see there, I didn't use a shield. I did get a shield from them previously, and I was able to take out their Medicham. And then they bring their Lantern back in, and I am in with my Deoxys. I do shield the Surf, so I have another move loaded here. So I'm going to throw that, gets their next shield. So I come in with Umbreon here, and I'm in an okay spot here. Sky attacks don't do too much. They can't throw Shadow Ball because that's resisted. So I go for a Last Resort to start with, because with Noctowl's normal typing and flying, I figured I'd see how much it does. And then I'm going to go for a Foul Play here. And you can see there that it's very equal. I believe for how quick Foul Play is compared to Last Resort, it's more energy efficient just to do Foul Plays with the minor little amount of damage difference. So I do shield up that Sky Attack, and I get right to back Foul Plays, and I feel like the one will take it out, and then I actually switch into my Deoxys because I knew the Lantern had some energy, but I wasn't sure how much it had, so I was trying to force them to throw, and then they weren't throwing it, so I got nervous. I was like, oh no, I just messed up here, and gave them too much farm, but I was able to reach another move and take them out because I wasn't sure if I would win CMP if we tied on a move there. So the next move, or the next match, is into Geometry, and I was trying to think of the moves. I'm like, I know they have Doom's Desire, and I'm not 100% sure what the other one is. I think it's a Psychic. Doom's Desire is Psychic. Maybe a Steel move of some sort. I never did see it, what they had. But I go for the Thunderbolt there. And then I switch in my Umbreon this time. And in the back they've got a Charizard. And they're running Fire Spin, so that's different energy generation, I think, than Wing Attack. So I figured here that I would call the Blast Burn bait, or the Dragon Claw bait. I figured, it's like, I don't think they've gotten to one. I might be wrong. But it was just the Dragon Claw, so that worked out well for me. Able to land a Foul Play there, and I'm gonna just let this one go through again. I figured if it was a Blast Burn, I would just live it, hopefully, and if it's not, then I save a shield. So here, I do shield up, and the main reason is because I already am at back-to-back Foul Plays again. So I want to be able to capitalize on that, so I throw the first one, and they do let that go. So I bank the next move, bring back my Deoxys, they come in with Geometry, so I let the Doom's Desire go, and that takes me out. And then I bring in Dugong, and get 1 turn of energy. And here I'm in a pretty safe spot because I shield this thinking this is the move that's going to do the absolute most damage, because I'm going to be able to debuff them after that. They do get to another Mud Bomb, so both those 2 Mud Bombs would be equal in damage that they would do. But then everything after that is going to start to be debuffed. They're not going to want to throw a Blizzard at me, and I've already debuffed them once, so the next time I get to debuff them, then they'll be double debuffed, and the Mud Bombs are already not doing very much, and the Blizzard would be resisted heavily. So I think they decide at this point to concede. I think they throw this and then they just quit because they see that it's not going to do enough, and they know that I have a move on Umbreon. So good game to my opponent. Next match, another Lantern. I saw a lot of Lantern and a lot of Medicham with this team. So here I'm farming up, and I'm counting their energy, and they're at a Thunderbolt here, or just they throw the Surf, and they have another one, so they went for the Surf and then double Surf, so I just let that one go through, throw the Thunderbolt here. They let that go through, and as you can see there, it doesn't do like maybe a good solid quarter percent, right? If you were to break it up into a quarter. So I switch into my Dewgong, and they throw a Thunderbolt, so I do shield that. Now I'm gonna go for the Icy Wind here, and they switched in a Medicham. So I've already debuffed them once, so that's good, and I'm able to get to another Icy Wind. So that's gonna help me a lot in the end game here, debuffing the Medicham. They actually use a shield as well, so that's really big for me. And here they throw a Psychic, and you can see debuffed twice. The Psychic does almost nothing, and they are able to farm down, so that's unfortunate. So I do bring in my Deoxys to absorb whatever energy they're going to throw. They do just go with Ice Punch, so I'm able to get to a Psycho Boost here. I'll throw that. Gets their last shield. So at that point I decide to bring in Umbreon, because remember I double debuffed them, so the counters aren't going to really do that much damage. I'm able to get to a Foul Play. The Ice Punch did almost nothing. So there I take out the Medicham. I still have a shield. They bring Lantern back in, and at this point I want to get rid of that as fast as I can so I don't have to take a move. So I throw my Foul Play, takes out the Lantern, and another Noctowl. So here, again, Shadow Ball is going to be resisted, so they're going to throw Scry Attacks. I let the first one go through, and I'm at back-to-back Foul Plays, and because of that first match, I just go straight Foul Play, throw the first one. Now, I was deliberately farming up here. I wanted to get them to throw, so I shield this Sky Attack, and now one before I'm at back-to-backs, I throw. It was poor timing because I did get an attack through, fast charge, and another one, but this one should take out the Noctowl. So been working on really trying to pay attention to energy, the timing, like the moves, the timing, when I throw compared to when they're using their fast moves and stuff like that. So this one I do mess up on. I was so concerned about that Scrafty being on the lead, and then I was like, oh, I gotta keep my Deoxys on the Scrafty. So I threw the Psycho Boost there, and then I dipped out. And I went into Umbreon thinking, well, it's gonna be the safer one than Dewgong because it's gonna take effective from the Frenzy Plants and stuff like that, which it did, or it would, but it would also do super effective damage. So I shield up the second Frenzy Plant there, go for a Foul Play. They let that go through. I throw another one, and this will either take out the Venusaur or get the last shield. So it takes out the Venusaur, which is good for me. But now they can bring Scrafty back in here and get a ton of farm. I am able to make a Last Resort, but they're still going to be able to farm me completely down and just leave with a ton of energy. So now I was like, okay, well now I'll bring in Deoxys, figuring that they'll switch out. I'll be able to switch and counter them. So they do switch out, I switch, everything's good. I call a bait here, and it's a Shadow Ball. So it does quite a bit of damage, and I overfarmed by one instead of throwing the Icy Wind, so now I have to shield the Poison Fang. And now I throw the Icy Wind. I'm at back-to-back Icy Winds, but that takes out the Golbat. And now I throw another one, debuff the Scrafty. They shield that, and now they get to farm me all the way down. As I was doing this, I was like, they're gonna leave with a move. I have no shields now. They're gonna take out my Deoxys, and sure enough, Foul Play takes me out. So I feel like I learned something from it. Good game to my opponent. I'm not saying that I lost because of my mistakes, but I feel like that was a winnable game on my part. So Deoxys into Salandit, or Salazzle, sorry. And they go for a Poison Fang. I actually think I did a video on Salazzle, I think. And it's a ton of fun to run. I highly suggest you use that Pokemon if you look for it. And I know that I made a video for it. It's a ton of fun to play. It's glassy and hard to kind of play with, but a ton of fun. So I've got my Umbreon here, and I'm gonna go for a Foul Play. Chips away at the Lantern, go for another Foul Play here. Lantern is just so bulky, you just kind of wanted to get rid of it as you can. Doesn't quite KO, and they're gonna make another move here, which is unfortunate. But that's okay, I can take that. Save my shield. They bring in Greninja, and I'm gonna go straight for the Last Resort. This is gonna do close to half health. Not quite, but they're one more Snarl and they're in yellow. So here I'm just gonna go for a Foul Play, hoping to get a shield. And they do shield that up. And then they switch out, surprisingly, so they gave up switch. And so they take me out with an Incinerate. And then I bring in Dugong and take the Poison Fang. They're at another Poison Fang. So I was like, well, I guess I gotta start shielding something somewhere. So I shield up that Poison Fang. I'm trying to get to Drill Run. And I was thinking right at this point, I was like, I should probably Icy Wind just in case they shield. But they do let it go. And bring in Greninja, throw the Hydro Cannon. I switch into my Deoxys. Gonna shield up this Night Slash. So I thought it was a Night Slash, and it was just a Hydro Cannon, and I was able to counter it down. So again, copied the team. It was a ton of fun. Did win a bunch of games just before it switched. Highly recommend you check out his channel. I'm gonna try to link it below this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.